I'm going to talk about when I took the biggest risk of my life and how it panned out. I was close to 29 years of age, living in Johannesburg. I'd done various entrepreneurial things, nothing of major importance. And I woke up one day and I decided I wanted to be a restaurateur. I had an epiphany. I wanted to be a restaurateur. I used to go and eat at a little pizzeria in Johannesburg, and there was a young lady who was managing the place, and I loved the restaurant. I thought it was fantastic. And she was putting in all the effort. I approached her. I said, what if we go to Cape Town and we open up something like this? I had this entrepreneurial spirit. She had the restaurant know-how. And after some convincing, she agreed. And I then went down to Cape Town. I started looking for premises. I searched everywhere. I eventually found a site that I thought would be a great site. And I signed a lease. I took everything that I owned, moved down to Cape Town, and I sunk it into building this restaurant. And because everything I owned and what she owned was not that much money, we had to box smart. We went to auctions, we bought equipment on auctions. I drew up the plans for my restaurant myself. I arrived at City Council and they said, where are your plans? I said, they're here. They said, what are these? I said, they're my plans. They said, well, who drew them up? I said, I did. They said, but we're used to getting plans from architects or designers that have been done by draftsmen, and this was done in pencil on graph paper. I said, well, they're to scale, they're accurate, and there's nothing in here that anybody else who drew it up wouldn't put in. He said, well, you've got to walk them through council. I said, what does that mean? He said, well, you have to get a stamp from every single department, from the engineering department, from the health department, from the fire department. They've all got to approve your plans before you can go and build your restaurant. And they need to make sure that they're happy with everything. So I said, well, where do I start? And he pointed me, and off I went with my plans. And I walked through council, and in 2 hours, I had every single stamp that I required to open my restaurant, to start building. And after building close to 30 restaurants, using professionals to do my plans and get them through council, no one has even come close to managing to achieve that feat that I did. I then got hold of builders, and we came in there and we started building the restaurant, bricks and mortar. The guys doing the bricklaying, I was doing painting. And when the restaurant was complete, my partner came down from Johannesburg. She was a young lady that I mentioned, and she was 20 years old. And she came down and we started doing the preparation in the kitchen. And she showed me what we had to do, and I learned how to make a pizza the day before we opened. And we opened the following day on her 21st birthday. Most people have a big whopping 21st birthday party. And she had also risked everything that she owned and didn't own because she had to borrow. And we opened the restaurant. And that night, I burnt all the food. I burnt everything. I had to give everybody free food. I just charged them for the drinks. We never expected to have a full restaurant. The people in the building where I opened the restaurant obviously wanted to support me, so they came down with all their friends. And I had one friend in Cape Town. She had no friends in Cape Town, my partner. And he brought all of his friends as a show of support. And the wheels came off. It was an absolute disaster. I think they were giving us just a couple of months to pack our bags and go back to Johannesburg. But I learned how to make pizzas very quickly. I learned how not to burn them. And very, very quickly, we became known in Cape Town as the place to go and have pizza. It was the best pizza place around. When I talk about the biggest risk and how it panned out, that restaurant opened 20 years ago. And today we've franchised it, and we have 24 stores around the country, and we're showing good growth, and we should have at least 30 by the end of this year. And we are a well-respected brand, and I think we're best of breed in our class. But not for a moment did I ever think that my risk was not going to work. In fact, I never even saw risk. I never looked at the risk and thought this was a risk. I believed in the product, and I believed in myself, and I believed in my partner so wholeheartedly that I didn't for one moment think, what if this doesn't work? What will I do? It never occurred to me. You're going to have tough days, and you're going to have hard days, and we were working 20-hour days. We would come into the restaurant in the morning, run the whole day, close up the kitchen at 11 o'clock at night. A few friends that we knew would come in, force us to drink until 2 o'clock in the morning. Then we would leave, then we would go home and sleep till about 4:30. Then we'd get up and go to the market to go and buy fresh produce, because we couldn't afford to buy from the wholesalers. So we'd go and buy direct, buy the fresh produce, come back, try and get an hour's more sleep, and then go and open the restaurant. And we did this for years. We didn't have managers, we ran everything ourselves. We cooked, we waited tables, but it's all about belief in what you're doing. And you will have days where you tear your hair out, but you'll have mainly good days where you can see that your hard work and your hard effort is panning out, and the risk is not really a risk. Even to this day, I'm so extremely passionate about what we do, that, and everybody that works with me, that we go to work every day and it's fun and it's awesome. So believe in yourself and believe in what you're going to do, and you'll succeed.